Could you spend a few minutes just telling us about your experience with Gordon's Night?
So my experience with Gordon's Night has been great. It's been to say this, and I mean it. It's been an easy experience, which is something for me who, as I've already said, is not necessarily I don't focus necessarily, or is not so aware of the financials of setting up a business or running a business and the day-to-day bookkeeping. Gordon's Night, after my initial meeting with them, were very, aware of this, and they could see that, and they identified this, and they've been very useful and helpful in kind of keeping me, sending me email reminders, tax returns coming up, all this kind of stuff, and those are the kind of little nudges I needed. And then what's also been great is when I felt like I was getting to grips with the business more, I opened up, the lines of communication with them to expand the services which they offer me, and in doing so, I've been led down, and given advice, and also led into potential new ways of maximising my profits, which I'd never really considered before, but in a very structured, planned out route which they've developed over the years, and now I feel confident that the next step, the next level of service that they're providing me is going to be taking me to where I want to be.
Fantastic. And in terms of somebody who's never used us before, if somebody asked you, tell us about what could you get out of an accountant, what would you say would be the key things to look for with an accountant they may choose that you've sort of hopefully got from our association?
The first thing I'd say about getting an accountant is you get out of an accountant what you put in. You need to lay it all down and be honest and start from the beginning if you have to start from the beginning, which is where I was. Don't pretend that you're greater than what you are, because it'll all come out in the wash when you start looking at your accounts. What I found is you need to find somebody. I spoke to several accountants in my search before I found Gordon's Night. A good work, a relationship, a conversational relationship is important. If you need to, in order to be able to feel comfortable in talking about your business and the financials, it's a hell of a lot easier, to do that when you're comfortable talking with them.
You came to this meeting with a clear agenda, which was really interesting to hear. Tell me, how did the meeting go, and did we clear your objectives for this meeting?
So yes, I came with an agenda which, again, in my slight ignorance in this department, it was an agenda which actually Gordon helped me to really clarify. So it was an agenda which got improved in the initial parts of the meeting. He also interpreted my agenda very correctly, and within moments we were starting to talk about the things that I had in the back of my head, wanted to talk about, but not knowing how to necessarily initiate that conversation. So the meeting went very well, and the face-to-face meetings for me are always best compared to a telephone call, although if you can't always have that face-to-face meeting, so getting phone prompts and kind of
We use Gordon's Night because they provide something that we were lacking, that is a robust scrutiny of our business, something that as business partners very involved in the day-to-day running of the business, we weren't necessarily able to see. So it provided a new perspective on our activities, a new discipline on what we're doing, and just the guidance to help us focus on the things that really matter and important to the business. Some of the things that we've benefited from and actually implemented into the business is a focus on doing some very basic things, the basic stuff that can really deliver results. I think our focus initially was very much on high-level marketing and expensive marketing and client acquisition, Whereas what Gordon's Night has enabled us to do is focus on things that are much more cost effective, easier to do, that bring results. For example, very cheap methods of cross-selling to associated businesses, looking at how we can utilise client testimonials to enhance the business and generate more business. We were fairly new to the scene, and we had a pretty poor accountant who was basically a basic bookkeeper, and I approached quite a few accountants before I settled in Gordon's Night, because what we were really looking for was not an accountant but more of a business mentor, and that was what attracted us to Gordon's Night, is that it was more than just accountancy. There was that mentoring aspect to it that really brought value for money to the service they provide. I've been working with Gordon's Night for about 6 months now, and it's been a fantastic learning experience for myself and my business partner. And the main results is focusing on the fundamentals of the business, which are going to allow us to grow and actually succeed. Well, I think adjusting for seasonal effects, we've grown revenues probably by about 100% since Christmas, and quite a lot of that is attributable to Gordon's Night and the help they've given us with improving our business model. It's had a significant improvement to the business. Probably the best thing is bring some an institutional approach to the business, because I think a lot of entrepreneurs suffer from this. They're very good at doing that thing that they do, but to really succeed in business you've got to have a broad-based team and a broad-based skill set, and also a broad-based business. What they've done is help try and bring some sort of institutional qualities to the business at a very early stage in the development. So looking at establishing finance roles, HR roles, marketing roles, and really bringing a more sort of business-like structure to what is a very entrepreneurial outfit. One of the things that sold it to us is the no win, no fee guarantee, and that's a great endorsement, I think, of any business. If you are prepared to say if it doesn't work for you, then you don't have to pay anything, then that says it all. And that says everything about the confidence they have in their own abilities, and it's literally that. If it doesn't work for you, then you don't have to pay me. So you can't really say fairer than that.
Having met with Gordon today in my first meeting for the Entrepreneurs Club, we managed to identify all of the important areas of my business, go through them all one by one, the key sales drivers, the key costs, the underlying success drivers, and by doing that it's enabled me to identify where I need to improve to make sure that my business improves accordingly. 2.5 to 3 hours that flew by were extremely informative and will definitely add value to my business.
If you just introduce yourself, Gavin, and who you are, where you are, what you do.
Hi, my name's Gavin Ivell. I'm the director of a recruitment company in Milton Keynes, which is Ivell Cowling. I've been using Gordon now for, not entirely sure how many years it is.
4 years?
About 4 years. We were introduced to him through a mutual friend, a mutual associate. Very, very impressed with the service we get from Gordon. He clearly knows his subject inside out and more, and he's overall very, very passionate about what he does and helping businesses. Would thoroughly recommend him to anybody else. He's always challenging, doesn't just give you the good stuff, gives you the bad stuff too when needed. And while sometimes it's not the most comfortable, you walk away feeling that you should have been told these things. So,
Brilliant. Gavin, on the subject of customer service, you've probably had some experience over the 4 years with customer service. Can you just give us a feeling of what you feel our customer service is like from your side of the desk?
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, you and the team are always there when I need them. You know, the phone calls are always returned with that day, usually within the hour. Gordon, you yourself are always available and always have been available outside of hours. I can call you on your mobile any time and just, you know, run things by you and just get ad hoc, probably free advice on the spot. So that's always been excellent. And
Kevin, do you mind if we use this just to show people what we do?
not at all. I've got a face for radio, but not at all.
Not at all. Gavin, thank you very much.
Thank you.